Hello and welcome back to another video where we are playing Town to City again. We are back here in our farming town of Fontabrac where the sun is rising. And that's because something very exciting happened today. We got the new animals update. I can see on Steam it says that the update includes a new animal shelter where we can begin to adopt pets into our residents' homes. We've also had a couple of livestock farms introduced, in addition to 2 new buildings, a new sandbox map, and also some new ways to decorate. I did have a little practice with the update already over in my personal save, so hopefully I should be able to take us through this fairly seamlessly. So I think the plan for today is going to be building out any buildings and houses we want, perhaps over in this area, still near-ish to our town centre, and I may use up a little bit of space up here for the farms. Or I may put the farms down here, not quite decided yet, but let's dive in. So most of the new items can be found over here in our research menu. Here we are at tier 1 of the farm research menu, and this is where we're able to unlock the animal shelter, which I'm going to collect immediately. This is what is going to allow our families to adopt various pets. And let's go ahead and get some garden decorations while we're at it. So first things first, I'm sure we're going to need a bit of a road network to draw these items out. I think I would like to maybe place the animal shelter down in here. So we're going to find our animal shelter down in the special buildings category. So let's go ahead and grab that. And I think we can place it in just like that. And then I'm going to draw a bit more road out as well. So here we've got a little explanation of how the animal shelter works. New pets become available at 5 AM game time every single day. As these pets appear, you're able to take the opportunity to purchase them. You don't have to assign them straight away. And if you don't assign them straight away, you'll get to keep them in your pet inventory. We're also going to be able to unlock geese on the farm research menu as well. I think at the moment we just have cats and dogs, and that's pretty much all you need to know. So as you can see, I've clicked on the animal shelter here. Here are the cats and dogs available for us to purchase, Kevin, Nazaire and Jean-Claude. Now, I've seen cats and dogs that provide up to 5% happiness, and these ones are only providing 2, so I might wait until the next rotation and see if we can get some slightly better pets, I guess. Sounds a bit cruel, but that's how the game works. So let's perhaps give this a little bit of decoration with our new decorations that we just unlocked as well, which you can see down here. I think my 2 favourite items are these new gazebos that we've just got. I think I might put a couple down here with a couple of seating areas underneath them. We've also got a bit of ivy that we can now place on buildings, so why don't we add a little bit of that to our animal shelter over here? That looks great. There we go, that looks pretty nice. And I think some of these buckets are also new, so we could place a couple of those outside. Another thing we can unlock on our regular research menu are these animal decorations, so let's go ahead and get that because I want to place down a pet statue. So here's our pet statue. I believe we have both a cat and a dog. Why don't we place them like this and that. Put a couple of little benches down as well. And maybe just a few streetlights to light this area up. And also perhaps a fence to stop people from falling in. And I think that looks pretty good. Beautiful. So I can see we've got a little request, so I'm going to go and check that out. So this guy wants me to dye one of his geese a colour, or he wants to do that and I get to pick the colour. So we can choose yellow, blue or red. I think I'll go with yellow. Okay, he said no to yellow. I guess we can try turquoise. Okay, he wants it to be pink, so we're going with pink. So we've been given this pink goose, lovely. And now we need to go ahead and assign this pink goose to a family. So I can click here on the animal shelter, then show all pets. And I can see that this little goose is unassigned and is going to provide plus 10% happiness to someone. So let's click on him. So as you can see, all these houses are kind of shaded yellow when I've got this goose selected, which means none of them have asked for a goose. At some point, one of them might. Why don't we go ahead and just give it to one of these houses that's right next to the new area we're building, just here. Just like that. There we go, the goose has a new home. And for that we received 200 farm points. And another thing we unlocked with those animal decorations are a couple of swans and ducks, which I think would fit just perfectly over in this lake over here. Here are our little swans, so let's go ahead and randomize that and maybe place... I'm just going to put 2 swans down because I have a feeling swans mate in pairs. And then ducks, I'm happy to be a bit more liberal with. Why don't we place down a whole bunch of them over here. And that is adding decoration points to the houses around it, as you can see. Perhaps we could add a few swans over in front of our lake as well over here. And some ducks too. Lovely. So with that, the next thing I would like to unlock are our 2 new farms. The first one is this wool farm, and the second one is this milk farm. So let's go ahead and grab those. And then I have to decide where I want to build them out. So I think I'm going to have kind of more houses and businesses over here, and then I'm going to maybe put the couple of farms just around here. So why don't we go ahead and build 2 little farmhouses. We've got a family here that desire to live in a farmer residence, which is very useful, so we can go ahead and pop them in here. And then I can go ahead and click on the farm, click edit farm, and I can see wool and milk are now available. So let's go for wool first. So the way these work is they're a bit difficult to see as you're painting them down because they kind of just paint down as grass and then the animals appear. And because it's animals, I feel like it is going to make sense to have a kind of fence all the way around them. There we go, so that is all our little sheep drawn out. That looks so good, and like I said, I am going to add a little fence around them. There we go, there is their little farm fence. And as soon as I built that, we got another quest, so let's just check what that is. So we've unlocked a farm sign, and the farmer who lives at this farm would like us to place a farm sign, place some flowers, place a doghouse, and also assign a dog. So first of all, let's see if we can go ahead and grab a dog from our animal shelter. Looks like we've got this dog Lucian who's going to add 5% happiness, so pretty happy to go ahead and buy that one. And we can immediately go ahead and assign him as well to this farmhouse to this farmhouse just here. There we go, and they've also requested a doghouse, which is fine, so let's grab that. We can place that down just there. And then they want a little farm sign as well. This is a very cute asset, I love that. Oh my god, and you can also place it on the house. I think we have to add one in there as well. Amazing. And then they simply want some flowers, so that's easy enough. Let's go ahead and add some flowers around. And that seems to be enough to complete the quest. And we received 500 money for that, how good. So back over to this area, it looks like we're going to maybe also need an extra granary to serve these couple of farms, so why don't we try and add that in? I think we can maybe pop it just next to this farm like this. And then employ a few people in there. And then I think it is time to go ahead and draw out our milk farm as well. So let's move this family into this farmer's house. And then come down here, edit the farm, select milk, and I can draw that out. There we go, and then I think this farm is also going to want a fence, just from a realism point of view as well. I think we could probably add a few farm decorations around here as well. We have unlocked this hay bale, which doesn't make a bunch of sense near the cows, I suppose, but I kind of want to use it, so let's put it in anyway. There we go, that looks pretty nice. The next thing I would like to do is to just unlock the possibility to have geese in our animal shelter. So I can just unlock that like that, and that means that family is going to be able to request geese as pets. And then in addition to that, I'm going to grab one of our new buildings, which is this dressmaker, which you can see has a little bit of luxury value. And also this patisserie, which also has a bit of luxury value. And then I'm going to go ahead and place them down here. So here is our patisserie down in the food section. I think that could look quite good perhaps on this corner, just like that. And then the dressmaker is down here in apparel, and I think that could maybe come just down here next to the granary like that. So the patisserie requires townsfolk to work in it, so let's go ahead and add in all of those workers. But the dressmaker is going to require artisans, so we're going to introduce our first couple of artisans into Fontabrac. So I think I'll go ahead and add in the first one just like that. And then I think I'd like to build a few more round behind as well. So I've built 5 to begin with, and let's make sure they're all connected to the road. Might make a couple of these slightly taller. And then let's get a couple of people moved in. And with that, we've got another new request, so let's have a look. So we've been given a lichen rock, and I guess our job is just to place the lichen rock somewhere. So here's our lichen rock. How big is this thing? It's pretty big. Perhaps we could kind of place it towards our farms over here? I don't really know much about lichen rocks, so I'm not sure what's realistic here. Why don't we go for 1 here and also 1 here? And that's made that guy very happy. Great, we got 100 research points for that. And now we've got a few more families we can move in. And that's going to mean we can begin to fill up this dressmaker with artisan workers. Just having a look at what pets we have in the animal shelter at the moment. We've got this rather good cat that adds +5 happiness, so I'm going to head and buy that one. I haven't got anywhere to assign it yet, but that doesn't matter. And we've got a couple more people that we can move into these artisan houses. And then I think we should go ahead and decorate up the rest of this waterfront. There we go, that looks pretty good. And with that, we've unlocked one more request. So we've got someone who would like us to build a little play area with a slide. I did obviously build that out a couple of episodes ago, down on the beach. I wonder if that will fulfill the quest or not. It's not quite what they're looking for, because they also want trees and fences. So instead, why don't we see if we can squeeze a little playground somewhere in this area? There we go, and there's our little playground. So let's see if that's made him happy. And we got 100 money for completing that quest. Just added a few more decorations onto the sides of these houses as well. And I think the last thing I want to build is just a few more regular townsfolk residences just back here. And we've got one more request, so let's check that out. So now they're asking for an entertainment plaza, which might be slightly more difficult to fulfill the request for, but let's see if, again, this place will do it anyway. They do want a merry-go-round and a Ferris wheel. We've actually not unlocked the merry-go-round and the Ferris wheel yet. I'm not sure if these quests are transferable between Fontabrac and the town of Belval, but I was probably planning on building the Ferris wheel over in other towns, so I might leave that for now. If we're not able to transfer over to the other town, then no bother, I will just end up building it somewhere out here in a future episode. Let's decorate up these final little houses out here. There we go, and that's this little area all built out. So that is everything that came with that update, I believe. This is a really fun little area we've built out this episode with the update. I love how these animals on the water really make it come to life. And the functionality of the animal shelter and being able to give your people pets is also just super cute. So with that, I will leave this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really glad you're enjoying this series. If you did enjoy the video, please consider giving it a like and maybe even subscribing to the channel. But for now, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.